Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today is the 13th. I forgot already. It's like, wow, it was the 12th. Now it's 13th. It's already the middle of September. And today is, I'll try to keep this short. As I go on and on about this, is today, rise up. Today is your day. I've just this whole weekend, I think, and definitely yesterday, lots of calls from my agents and helping them with listings that aren't selling, buyers that are kind of falling through, different things happening. Their business is not as good as that it was this time last year, but I have more agents than not that are up this year from last year, but there's always some that are not as much. And they're looking to me for some type of guidance of what's happening. And one of the things that I will say is this about being successful in anything in life is that hope, the word hope, hoping, and I'll just jump into praying sometimes for stuff in business. Let me say in business. Of course, let me go on the spiritual side, praying for health, happiness, family members, things like that. Praying for business or hoping for business is not a strategy. I hope and I pray I'll be more successful. I hope that I'll get another buyer. I hope or pray this listing will sell. I hope and pray that some of my calls today will result in a new buyer or seller. Okay, I'm going the spiritual side. I don't know why I'm going down this road. The pray side. The pray side is already done. The pray side, you prayed for the opportunity. You prayed, you have the ability. So I'm going on the spiritual side. You have the talent, you have the tools, you have the drive, you have everything. God already gave that to you. So stop praying for business. Stop hoping for business. You got to go out there and rise up and do it. You have it. You just do it. Every day I see agents doing it. You just got to do it. This business is a roller coaster. Rates, market, buyers, sellers, but you have to keep on moving forward and you got to do it, and you can do it. There's nothing you can't learn. There's nothing you can't do. If you are in a slump, it's just a slump. It's temporary. Well, let me rephrase that. If you're in a slump and your strategy is to hope and pray out of that slump, it's not going to work. You might as well just send your license to the division and get out of real estate. Hoping and praying is not a strategy for success. Hard work, discipline, skill sets, learning, making the calls, finding the buyers and sellers, and just doing the things that you need, the blueprints there of the things you need to do. And sometimes it doesn't work out. It's kind of like a recipe. Do you have recipes in your house your grandmother may gave you, or maybe you've gone to a restaurant? Sometimes you go to restaurants and you're like, wow, this dessert's delicious. I'm like, yeah, we give you the recipe. I'm like, most people are like, why would a good restaurant give you the recipe? Because you'll stop going there because you could just make it at home. They already know a couple things, those restaurants. They're not dumb. Number one, they know they've mastered it. They didn't just make that great dessert that one time, like, wow, they just followed the dessert and it came out great. They've been doing it and mastering it. And they know when you do it once, twice, three times, it doesn't always come out the same. Does that happen? It's amazing to me. I don't cook, I don't bake, but I know people that do. They're like, they serve it like, I don't know. Last time I did it, I followed the recipe. It didn't come out the same, right? That's the same in life and in business and in real estate. You're going to make the calls. You're going to make the connections. You're going to follow up with people. Someday you might have a bunch and it works out great. And some days you're like, it didn't work out. But you got to keep, if you want to master it, you got to keep doing it. So hopefully that analogy of a recipe is there. And sometimes it just doesn't work. Why? You don't know. It's just a little bit of luck involved and right place at the right time. If you want to go down that path of being lucky, you have to work hard to increase your chances of getting lucky. You can't, right? There's people out there buying or selling a house. If you make enough calls today, you'll probably find someone. You just had a little bit of luck too, because you made one call and you called the right person, not the one call, but one of your calls, found the right person at the right time that is about to start looking to buy a house or sell their house. You make enough calls, you will find that person. But if you only make 10 calls, 20 calls, 30 calls, it's a little bit of luck unless you program that. And I'll go in a little bit of training. The harder you work, the more calls you make. When you put them in your calendar and you ask them the questions and they say, well, buying a year from now, guess what? When you call them a year from now, you already have the note that they've already told you they might be buying. It just increased your chances of getting lucky. If you don't tell the people or ask the people as you're calling them when they think of buying or selling in the future, you're not increasing your chances of getting them at the right time at the right place. So there's questions, there's things that you can do to increase your chances of getting those people at the right time in the right place. You got to do it. You just can't hope and pray it's going to happen. I pray and hope that some of these people I called today are going to be looking to buy or sell tomorrow because I really need a deal. That is not something you pray for. You pray for the opportunity. You hope for that you have the physical and mental capacity to do the things that you need to do to get out there and rise up and get it done. Because again, I'm going to leave you with this. There's nothing you can't learn. There's nothing you can't do to get business. It's out there. No matter what the rates are like, no matter what the market is, there's people buying or selling. And there's people who are going to be buying and selling that don't know an agent. They're out there. So you just got to work hard to get it and don't hope for it. So hopefully that made some sense. But remember, feel free to call or text me anytime. I'll put you on my schedule and help you with almost anything that you need, especially in real estate. So that's it for today. And thank you for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye-bye.